Hacking phases. Yes, I said phases, not phasers. You got to get the geek out of your brain there for a second. So let me ask you guys a question. I always ask my students this question, and that is, what is the most secure system you can think of? Yeah, no. So I hear all kinds of things when I ask this question. One of the answers that I hear is Linux or Microsoft. Okay, well, I never hear Microsoft, but Apple or once we get beyond talking about the OSs, because every one of those options or every one of those technologies is actually hackable, including Cisco routers, including switches. Everything is hackable. So then you get down to the next level, which is, okay, fine, we're going to take the system and we're going to put it inside of a locked room. Okay, that's fine. Who has keys to that locked room? Can they still gain it? Can anybody gain access? And do we trust everybody? My father was in the movie theater industry, and he was in charge. He worked for a chain of theaters, and his main job was finding theft in theaters. And believe it or not, there's a lot of theft that goes on. But he once told me, he said, never trust anybody 100%. And sometimes you don't even trust yourself because there's temptation. So again, I ask, who's got keys? Where are the spare keys? So, okay, fine. Dale, if they get into the room, we'll know about they get into the room. Well, that's really great. I was actually, I have a friend, and I'm using air quotes right now. I have a friend who was involved with a penetration test at a bank. And my friend showed up to the branch with a new Blade server and announced that he was there. He was running late. He needed to install this, that it was there to... or the new server is going to make things work really fast, and he pretended like it was very heavy so they would hurry up, and sure enough, they hurried up and let him into the server room. Well, while my friend was in the server room, they left him alone, and so my friend did all kinds of fun things. Obviously, my friend had a contract with this particular company or this particular bank, and my friend went through and saw a shelf of tape backups, and so he very easily put tape backups into his duffel bag. He also went ahead and deployed the server. The server actually was nothing special except for it was a backdoor into their network. While he was at it, he grabbed some hard drives that were sitting off to the side that looked like they were for hot spares, or maybe they were older drives that possibly still had data on them. So even at the hardware level, we have an issue as far as what is the most secure system. The answer I usually say, and I know this is going to throw some of you guys, but it's typically the one that's never built. Because no matter what you do, there's always some type of entry into that system, whether it's you, and of course somebody can impersonate you. And trust me, even as careful as I am today, I'm still shocked sometimes the things that I go, oh crap, I can't believe I just did that. I gave out that particular piece of information. So one thing I like to get across to all my students is this, and this is really, really hard for some people to accept, but trust me, you're going to have to accept this, and that is, you can't stop them. I don't care what new hardware devices you have, what you have in place. If there's not a digital hack, there's a physical hack. There's a social engineering hack. Your job is not to stop them. Your job is to discourage, misdirect, and slow them down, them being the attackers. Again, this is a extremely difficult thing to recognize and realize as an IT guy, because we like to think that we're infallible, because, everybody thinks that we're infallible, right? The other thing is that you have against you is time. Time is not on your side. A hacker has all the time in the world. You are busy doing other things for your company, or looking for different vulnerabilities, or you're busy doing other things, and you don't work 24/7. Hackers can set up botnets to do things for them 24/7. So when we see things like, it's going to take X amount of days for somebody to brute force a password, trust me, time is on their side. There's one more thing you need to understand, and that is the attacker only has to find one opening. Your dilemma is that you have to find all of the openings and make sure that they're covered. And again, the reason why we can't stop them is just when you think you get everything covered, a new vulnerability comes up because there's been an update to an OS or an update to an application or an update to drivers. So grasping that, we need to understand how hackers operate and how you should operate. Now, when it comes to understand how they operate, you need to grasp that hackers don't, or hacking attackers don't actually accomplish everything in a single stage. They actually go through what we refer to as phases. And along each step of these phases, the attacker learns something about your environment. Some of it can be beneficial to them. Some of them is just like, okay, I got it.